Capricorn placement, Capricorn Sun, Moon, Rising, or Stellium. Let's do you a reading. If you want a private reading, the link to that is in the description box. Taurus, let's see, what do we have for you? Someone is watching you level up and wisen up. Like, this is not necessarily about you financially doing better. Maybe that's the case. But I feel like the focus is more about you kind of expanding, becoming more of yourself. Like, your personality is shining brighter. You are doing more healing, possibly, more shadow work, more awareness, I want to say. You know, you are finding meaning where you didn't find any meaning before. You're paying attention. You're being more present. You're being more critical, I want to say. Not necessarily of others, but what this self-journey, self-discovery has. Someone is watching you do that. Someone is like, maybe they are looking in inspiration. Maybe they are getting inspired. But we'll see. We'll see. I do see that this person is like, wow, you know, if Capricorn can do it, maybe I can too. So there could be inspiration, but also curiosity. This is definitely someone that saw you fall and now they're seeing you stand up or doing better. Could be a friend or someone you were friendly with. Whether you were involved with them romantically or not. But I see that this is someone that knew you when you were self-sabotaging or when you were going through a really shitty phase in your life and you hurt yourself in the process, or you had this attitude of fuck it, I don't give a fuck, or so you like, you know, be a bad person, let's say. You know, someone that doesn't really care about others, don't even care about myself, I don't care, And this person saw it's almost like they're watching you, they're watching the healed version of you come to the surface rather than the trauma and the hurt that's had some type of control over you. And maybe they didn't realize it before, because I'm sensing that this person maybe thought that who you were before is who you are. And we are never our trauma. We are controlled by our trauma, but we are never our trauma. Who we are really is without the trauma. So when we heal ourselves, you know, people that have known us while we have these traumas that controlled our behavior, we seem like it's who we are, right? But then when we heal, we're like, wow, okay, this person, you know, they leveled up, or they have changed. But it's actually not change. It's reverting back to your original settings. Healing gives you the opportunity to go back to who you are. I did not understand a word that lady said. I was trying to see if there was an outside message. But I did not get a word. That sounded like that. So there is someone that is keeping a really close watch. I feel like this person is in the phase that you were in before. Or maybe they were stuck in that phase and they couldn't find a way out like you did. So in a way you escaped and they haven't yet. And they're like, oh, okay, so Capricorn escaped. How did they escape? Let me watch and see what Capricorn does. Maybe I can apply it to this. Maybe I can apply the same principle on my life to also escape. So I would say that you are inspiring this person, but I feel like they're not, it's not like an obvious inspiration to them. It's more about curiosity. It's like, ooh, I wonder what Capricorn is up to now. But on a subconscious level, they are getting inspired. Ooh, That's how I see monkeys. Ooh, ah. They scratch their armpits. So, okay. You could have Virgo in your chart. Or the person that is watching you has Virgo in their chart. Yeah, you are leveling up. You are standing out. This is the six. This is the Six of Wands. This person, even if you don't feel it, Capricorn, like sometimes, sometimes we are like celebrities, even when we are not celebrities. Do you understand what I mean? Sometimes we forget that even if we live an ordinary life, maybe it's important to us, but no one is noticing. But you don't know that there is someone somewhere in your peripheral that is actually paying close attention to you. And you are inspiring them to do better for themselves. Which makes you a celebrity in this person's eyes, right? Like a celebrity, I don't know if that's the correct term to use, but do you know what I mean? Like, sometimes we're not popular because not many people know us, right? But you don't know that one person that you help change their life makes you popular. At least to them. They look at you differently than they look at other people. That is popularity, honey. Maybe in one person's mind, but it's still popularity. In their eyes, you are. And if their perceived reality is you being popular in their eyes, well then what's stopping you from believing you are popular? You know what I mean? Like, this is also something that I would use in the example of sometimes you see people that will have 10 likes on their post and they are thinking, well, I'm not popular because it's only 10 people that liked what I posted. But these are 10 living creatures. People. These are 10 living beings, 10 living, alive, breathing people. If you are in a room and you have 10 people in that room, that's a party, baby. Right? 10 people are a lot. So, but for some reason, with the whole toxic social media thing, 10 people is nothing. It's like people are always complaining, why are my posts not reaching millions? Because that's the type of bullshit that we've been fed. But if you change 10 people's lives, you are way more important than someone that is buying likes to seem popular for whatever fucking shit that they are doing. Do you understand? It is more about the purpose, the quality, rather than the quantity. So I feel like the way that this person sees you, Capricorn, it is actually making you, like, it makes your energy stand out to me because of the way they see you. So you must be doing something like, wow. Like something really wise, something really inspiring, something to aspire to be. Like, there's an energy of popularity here. So you're doing something. And even if you're not doing much, well, to someone you are. To someone you are. Yeah, look, they're trying to get themselves out of this rut. Because you have. This person definitely knows you before you tapped into this energy. Maybe they are like someone that you've known when you were younger, or someone you've known years ago. But they have known you before this version of you showed up. So they've known your old version. And your old version is somewhat toxic, self-sabotaging. It was kind of like destroying everything in your way, whether this is destroying yourself as well as destroying others. And now that version of you does not exist, and this person's like, wow, okay, they are impressed with you. You know, they actually think of you as like, I don't want to say an earth angel because maybe they don't even know the term, but it's more, it's more like this person is thinking of you as someone that is showing them the way, as if God sent you to them specifically to show you the way by doing what you're doing to inspire them to do the same. Like leading the way. Because I see that they see you as someone that is, it's almost like it's meant to be that I've known you when you were nothing, so that I know what to do when you become something, so that I also can become it. Like they believe that it was all for a reason. Because if they've known you as you are now without knowing your older version, they would probably not think it's significant or be able to relate to you. And it's so true, you know, like people relate to what they know, right? So when you watch someone that you can relate to, especially if you're going through shit and they are also going through shit, they relate to each other. Like these two people will relate. It's like, yeah, you know, we're validating each other. But then one of them starts to rise, change, and, you know, make a difference in their own life. This person will look at that person that they don't relate to anymore because they have changed their version. But then think, yeah, but at some point I did relate to you, so maybe it's time for me to also rise. The same concept applies to a group of friends. The group of friends, you know, when they say you become who you surround yourself with, it's that same concept. It's because when you are surrounded by people that decided to change their life, they're not gonna put up with the same bullshit anymore. That friend group is all going to change. Now you will see people that will be offended by your change and will see you as a threat because it threatens their own perception of reality and they don't want to be reminded that they can change anything about that reality. You will see those leave, but the ones that stay will find inspiration, so they will become you, or at least become a similar version of you. Because they will become who they surround themselves with, which is you in this case. This person is surrounded by you, and your change is also going to help them change. I like it. I like it a lot. This type of influence is way more important than those rage baiters bitches. I fucking hate, like when I see someone rage baiting. And you know what I'm talking about, rage baiting post. Nothing to do with authenticity, nothing to add, nothing to take away. It's just rage baiting, trying to cause conflict. Because in causing conflict, people in the comment section will go crazy and then they will boost the viewership of the video. Like that type of principle, I fucking loathe people like that. So you making a difference in one person's life is way more important than an idiot doing some stupid shit and them getting like millions of likes. You know, we have to start to think about what's really important. You know, we didn't come here to do some fucking pranks on each other for views and likes. So what you're doing is, what I'm trying to say, Capricorn, what you're doing is fucking important. And if we all try to influence in a good way, you know, leading by example, so to speak, we will see a huge change in the collective. And I already see it because there are a lot of aware people, you know, self-aware people that are doing the bit by bit. But the scale is not that balanced. There's still a lot of work to do. So, this what you're doing? Bravo! You might not even be aware that you're inspiring in that sense and how important it is. You need to know how important this is. You know? Because sometimes people think that, oh, I can't make an impact with 10 people or with one person. Honey, that's where it starts. You know, you help them change and they help others change, and the ripple effect is in effect. Okay. That was your first message. I'm going to pull you another message. The second message is for Capricorn extended members, but I'll give you a preview before we take it there, okay? How was the sunbathing? She was like, getting some sun, getting some vitamin D. Ooh, your fur is warm. Was it good? You know, animals are so intelligent. She knows that, you know, getting in front of the sun is healthy for her. And she does it, not knowing, maybe knowingly, getting vitamin D, which is very important. You are so smart. You know, people don't give enough credit to animals. They are way smarter than some people. Maybe a lot of people. A lot of people. Like, you know, when I see like pet owners try to influence their pets' diets and what they eat and what they don't eat, and, you know, extra protective. Bitch, that animal that you're trying to protect is smarter than you. You probably have junk in your system that has been there for 20 years without being able to shit it out. Animals are smarter than you. Okay? I put you on a pedestal, don't I? You are smart. Smart as fuck and spiritual as fuck. Alright, Capricorn, second message. Yeah, too many cards, but seven of cups. Okay, we'll keep it in mind. You know, I don't know why I want to say, look what the wind dragged in, rather than the cat. Do you know that saying? Look what the cat dragged in, or something like that? What I heard is, look what the wind dragged in. The wind. The wind. And the first thing that came to mind is when when you have your door open or your window open and the wind will bring in like autumn leaves. It's a strange start, but what's even stranger is that we have 10 of Cups twice already. 10 of Cups. There's a huge realization that happened in someone's energy about you. I feel like this is a person that fumbled you. This is a person that fumbled you. This is a person that didn't see your worth, didn't see the significance of you until they lost you. And I'm trying to understand why I heard the look what the wind dragged in. But maybe this person did a whole circle, you know? They went off with the wind. You know, wherever the wind took them, they went. But then they came back because something was meant to be with you. And now they know, because after everything they went through, after all the experience they had after you, it's not a coincidence that they came back, that the circumstances and all the turns they took, all the experiences that took them here and there could be travel also included here. Maybe they traveled around and then they ended up coming back to you. I'm getting that they saw you somewhere they weren't supposed to see you there. Like, it's not like a spot that you frequent. It's not like a place where they expect to see you. It's almost as if the universe is telling them, you're meant to be. And you know, once they realize that, all the feelings and emotions came right back. So I feel like this person loved you before, but then it was also accompanied with a lot of confusion, you know, not knowing that, are we meant to be? Maybe there is something out there for me. Maybe something else is meant for me. But then when they were brought back to you, it's almost like they had the confirmation that they were looking for this whole time. Now, I'm not saying that they should have went off and went with the wind. But, you know, sometimes losing someone is what it takes for them to realize that they don't want to lose that person ever again. Right? The same way where people have many regrets once the person pass on. You know, I wish I had one more day to express how I felt about them. Kind of thing, right? So I feel like losing you was the key to reminding them to kind of like realize that losing you is the last thing they want to experience. So this is a return of an ex. We'll see where this goes in the extended. The extended link is in the description box. I'll see you there.